Good morning. I hope you all are doing well. I have missed seeing you guys, and I hope you guys had a wonderful spring break. I have been able to look at your responses on Flipgrid, and I read your Google responses on the sheet, and by far Wish Tree was the book that most people wanted to read. There were 17 people who said that they were interested in this, and only about 9 or 10 who said that they wanted to read Pax. I will let you know that if this sounded like something you were interested in, this will definitely be in my classroom library next year. So if you want to stop by and see me and pick this up and borrow it, I'm more than happy to let you do that. But we're going to go ahead and get started with chapter 1 today with The Wish Tree. Again, this book was by Christina Applegate. It opens up with a poem, Be Different to Trees. The talking oak to the ancients spoke, but any tree will talk to me. What truths I know I garnered so, but those who want to talk and tell, and those who will not be listeners be, will never hear a syllable out of the lips of any tree. Chapter 1. It's hard to talk to trees. We're not big on chit-chat. That's not to say we can't do amazing things you'll probably never do. Cradle downy owlets, steady flimsy tree forts, photosynthesize. But talk to people? Not so much. And just try to get a tree to tell a good joke. Trees do talk to some folks. The ones we know we can trust. We talk to daredevil squirrels, we talk to hardworking worms, we talk to flashy butterflies and bashful moths. Birds, they're delightful. Frogs, grumpy but good-hearted. Snakes, terrible gossips. Trees, never met a tree I didn't like. Well, okay. There's that sycamore down at the corner. Yickety yackety yak. That one. So, do we ever talk to people? Actually talk? That most people skills? Good question. Trees have a rather complicated relationship with people. After all, one minute you're hugging us, the next minute you're turning us into tables and tongue depressors. Perhaps you're wondering why the fact that trees talk wasn't covered in science class during those Mother Nature is our friend lessons. Don't blame your teachers. They probably don't know that trees can talk. Most people don't. Nonetheless, if you find yourself standing near a particularly friendly looking tree on a particularly lucky feeling day, it couldn't hurt to listen up. Trees can't tell jokes, but we can certainly tell stories. And if all you hear is the whisper of leaves, don't worry. Most trees are introverts at heart. Chapter 2. Name's Red, by the way. Maybe we've met. Oak tree near the elementary school. Big, but not too. Sweet shade in the summer, fine colors in the fall. I'm proud to say that I am a northern red oak, also known as a Quercus ruba. Red oaks are one of the most common trees in North America. In my neighborhood alone, hundreds upon hundreds are weaving our roots into the soil like knitters on a mission. I have rigid, reddish-gray bark, leathery leaves with pointed lobes, stubborn, searching roots, and if I do say so myself, the best fall color on the street. Red doesn't begin to do me justice. Come October, I look like I'm ablaze. It's a miracle the fire department doesn't try to hose me down every autumn. You might be surprised to learn that all red oaks are named red. Likewise, all sugar maples are called sugar. All junipers are called juniper, and all boogum trees are called boogum. That's how it is in the tree world. We don't need names to tell one another apart. Imagine a classroom where every child is named Melvin. Imagine the poor teacher trying to take attendance each morning. It's a good thing trees don't go to school. Of course, there are exceptions to the name rule. Somewhere in Los Angeles, there's a palm tree who insists on being called Karma, but you know how Californians can be. Chapter 3. My friends call me Red, and you can too. But for a long time, people in the neighborhood have called me the Wish Tree. There's a reason for this, and it goes way back to when I wasn't much more than a tidy seed with higher aspirations. Long story. Every year, on the first day of May, people come from all over town to adorn me with scraps of paper, tags, bits of fabric, snippets of yarn, and the occasional gem sock. Each offering represents a dream, a desire, a longing. Whether draped, tossed, or tied with a bow, they're all hopes. They're all hopes for something better. Wish trees have a long and honorable history going back centuries. There are many in Ireland where they are usually hawthorns or the occasional ash tree, but you can find wish trees all over the world. For the most part, people are kind when they visit me. They seem to understand that a tight knot might keep me from growing the way I need to grow. They are gentle with my new leaves, careful with my um, exposed roots. After people write their hope on a rag or a piece of paper, they tie it onto one of my branches. Usually, they whisper the words wish aloud. It's traditional to wish on the 1st of May, but people stop by throughout the year. My oh my, the things I have heard. I wish for a flying skateboard. I wish for a world without war. I wish for a week without clouds. I wish for the world's biggest candy bar. I wish for an A on my geography test. I wish for Miss Gentorian. I wish she wasn't so grumpy in the morning. I wish my gerbil could talk. I wish my dad would get better. I wish I wasn't hungry sometimes. I wish I weren't so lonely. I wish I knew what to wish for. So many wishes, grand, goofy, selfish, and sweet. It's an honor all the hopes bestowed upon my tired old limbs, although by the end of May Day, I look like someone dumped a huge basket of trash on top of me. Chapter 4. As you've probably noticed, I'm more talkative than most trees. This isn't new for me. I'm still getting the hang of it. Nonetheless, I've always known how to keep a secret. You have to be discreet when you're a wish tree. People tell trees all kinds of things. They know we'll listen. It's not like we have a choice. Besides, the more you listen, the more you learn. Bongo says I'm a busybody, and I suppose she has a point. She's my best pal, a crow I've known since she was nothing but a pecking beak and a speckled egg. We disagree sometimes, but that is the way of all friends, no matter their species. I've seen many surprising friendships during my life: a pony and a toad, a red-tailed hawk and a white-footed mouse, a lilac bush and a monarch butterfly. All of them had disagreements from time to time. I think Bongo is too pessimistic for such a young bird. Bongo thinks I'm too optimistic for an old tree. It's true, I'm optimistic. I prefer to take the long view on life. Old as I am, I've been good and bad, and I've seen far more good than bad. So, somebody who's a pessimist is somebody who's kind of negative all the time, and an optimist is somebody who's positive all the time. So, the wish tree red is optimistic, meaning that he's positive all the time, or she. And the crow, Bongo, she is pessimistic. So Bongo and I agree to disagree, and that's fine. We're all very different after all. Bongo, for example, thinks the way we trees name ourselves is ridiculous. As it is the custom with crows, Bongo chose her name after her first flight. It may not be her only name, however, crows change names on a whim. Bongo's cousin Gizmo has had 17 names. Sometimes crows adopt human names. I've seen more Joe Crows than I've seen sunny days. Sometimes they name themselves after things that catch their fancy. Pop Top, Jujubee, Dead Rat. Ugh. They'll name themselves after aerobatic maneuvers, death spiral or barrel roll, or after colors. Many crows opt for some sounds they're fond of making. Crows are excellent mimics. I've met crows named Windchime, 18-wheeler, and Grouchy Cab Driver, not to mention a few others that are not appropriate or polite for company. Down the street lives an aspiring rock band composed of 4 middle schoolers. They practice in a garage. Their instruments include an accordion, a bass guitar, a tuba, and a bongo drum. The band has yet to perform outside of the garage, but Bongo loves to sit on the roof and sway to their music. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the first few chapters of The Wish Tree. I'm going to leave a discussion post for you guys. There are a couple things that, as I was reading, were coming up, and I have some questions for you. I want to hear what you think on Flipgrid. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Happy Tuesday.